Hello everyone, welcome to Online Christian Academy. This is Mathematics for Free. Let us now look into the quadratic equations. Now, before we start the quadratic equations, let us now understand what are the quadratic expressions. So when we talk of the quadratic expressions, these are expressions which are in form of ax squared, the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so any expression which is in form of x squared plus bx plus c are taken as the quadratic expressions. Now, what are the a, b, and c? A and b and c, these are constants. Constants meaning they can be numbers, they can be any kind of value. Okay, so they just let us representing numbers. So actually, I should say where a, b, and c are numbers. Okay, these are real numbers. Okay, these are real numbers. So they can be 2, can be 3, can be 1, can be like that. Okay, so let us now look at the components of the quadratic expressions. So the components of quadratic expressions are very simple. Let us look at the components. The components of quadratic expressions. Okay, yes, this. Okay, the components of quadratic expressions are very simple. What I'm trying to say here is that when talk of a component, these are like parts which make up a quadratic expressions. So whenever we have like something like ax squared plus bx plus c, what I'm trying to say here is like we have the quadratic part. We have one component is the quadratic part, which is ax squared. So this component is known as the quadratic part because it has got a power of 2. So this is what you call it as quadratic part. Quadratic part. And you have bx, which is the linear part. That means a part which is at the center of the equation, the linear part. And you have c, which is the constant part. So these terms are very, very important. You have to take them and then you have to master them. So we've got a quadratic part just because it has got a power of 2. Quad means 2. Okay? When we talk of a quad, we mean 2. Okay? So that is why it is called a quadratic equation, just because it has got a power. The highest power is 2 in that way. Okay? So you guys have to be able to know the components of quadratic expressions and then be able to understand each and every. So I've got a quadratic part, that means a part which has got a power of 2. And then I've got a linear part which has got a power, which is a part which is at the middle of the equation. And then I've got a constant part, which is a part that doesn't have any letter. So it stays like more like at the end of the expressions. Okay, so let us look at the examples of the quadratic expressions in the next video.